Hi everyone, this is Niharika from Your Legal Career Coach. We are a mentorship platform for law students, and on our YouTube channel, you will find us interviewing students and industry professionals to make your journey easier. Today, we have with us Mr. Abhijeet Srivastava, who is graduated from UPS Dehradun in 2021 as a gold medalist. Post graduation, he worked as a corporate lawyer at APJ SLG law offices and also spearheaded a legal tech startup. He's currently pursuing his Masters of Law degree from the University of Edinburgh Law School as a Chevening Adani AI Scholar 2024. Along with that, he has also been awarded several other scholarships, including the Great Scholarship by British Council for the University of Birmingham, the Developing Masters Solution Scholarship for the University of Nottingham, and the Postgraduate Excellence Scholarship from Nottingham Trent University. In this session, he will guide us and talk about his journey of being awarded the very prestigious Chevening Scholarship. Welcome, sir. I request you to please introduce yourself to our audience, after which we can begin with the session. Over to you.
First of all, thank you very much for your kind words and invitation, Niharika. I'm Abhijeet Srivastava. I'm Chevening Adani AI Scholar 24. I'm a practicing lawyer and a legal tech enthusiast. I completed my graduation in BBL LLB honors from UPS School of Law, Dehradun. Given my inclination towards law and technology, along with practicing law, I also joined a legal tech startup where I'm spearheading and we are striving to integrate AI into legal operations. Presently, I'm pursuing LLM in law and technology, where I'll be delving into nuances about how emerging technologies are shaping legal systems globally. I am presently pursuing it my master's at University of Edinburgh, which is among top 10 universities in world. I'm very excited for today's discussion. I'm very happy to share my journey with everyone.
As law students, we all know about the prestigious Chevening Scholarship. What motivated you to apply for the scholarship and how did you first learn about it?
So I first got to know about this scholarship on a social media platform when I was exploring my opportunities for postgraduate studies. And there I got to know about Chevening Scholarship when I realized that this is not only a fully funded scholarship, but it is a gateway to connect with the global leaders. Presently, Chevening Scholarship has among 55,000 alumni who are experts in their respective field. The idea of being a part of such a wide global network of future leaders was incredibly appealing to me, and that's when I decided I wanted to strive for this scholarship, and hence I started my endeavor to get the same.
Could you share more about the eligibility criteria for the Chevening Scholarship for law students, and if there are any specific academic or professional prerequisites for the same?
So, Niharika, there are no specific criterias per se for every individual's profession. The criterias are same for everyone. The criterias are agnostic. Just keep in mind when you're applying for Chevening Scholarship, just keep in mind four important parameters. The first is eligibility. Ensure that whatever your undergrad degree is eligible for applying masters in whichever stream you want to apply, whether it's law, whether it's engineering or any other stream. Second, you should at least have minimum 2 years of work experience, and if I have to quantify it, it will be somewhere around 2800 work hours. And ensure that if you have got the Chevening Scholarship, you have to agree that for minimum 2 years you will be back to your home country. You cannot work abroad anywhere. So these are three important checks which are important from eligibility perspective. Second key criteria is you have to work on your research. You have to research your universities. So when you are applying for the scholarship, they will ask you among top three universities, they will ask you about your top three preferences. Please ensure that you have to look for the best university which fit your candidature. And most important part is ensure that whichever university you are selecting for, you ensure that you get an unconditional offer letter. Trust me, I've seen a lot of applicants who actually got Chevening Scholarship, but unfortunately they could not avail the unconditional offer letter from their respective preferences, and unfortunately they have to reapply for the scholarship next year. So please ensure whenever you're selecting your preferences, those has to be really well, that not only meets your academic criteria but it also meets your goals, as well as you should be confident enough to get unconditional offer letter for your course. The next important parameter is, of course, the application. You will be supposed to write essays on four important parameters. The very first will be on your leadership skills, the second will be on networking, the third will be why those three universities, and why you feel that those three universities will help you to achieve your goals. And the last essay will be on your goals, where you have to write about your short term goal and long term goal. And the most important part is how those goals will not only help you, but it will also help to strengthen ties between India and UK. So, if you're applying for Chevening Scholarship, please remember all these four uh, major points in your mind.
Let's dive into all these aspects now. Can you guide us on the application procedure for the scholarship and how long did it take you to complete the application?
It typically took me around 1.5 or 2 months for the Chevening Scholarship. My suggestion to all the applicant is just be honest and be yourself. Don't try to be someone else. Whenever you're writing your essays on all these four aspects, be it as your leadership, be it as your network, be it as your why those three universities or your goals, just reflect your personality. Because trust me, when you will get into interview, some or other way, they will assess your candidature and they will get to know that the person who has written or how you have portrayed yourself in the essay is not the one who is being right now interviewed. So just be yourself. And in terms of application process, as I mentioned in my previous response, just remember all those key aspects, and I'm sure I think those are enough for you to help you to go throughout the entire application process. And I would also suggest, before submitting your application or before starting to work for your application, please carefully run through all the FAQs and guidelines of Chevening, because all those guidelines and FAQs really solves each and every question whichever you might have in your mind. So just run through it twice or thrice. That may help you, and that might be enough.
So the personal statement and essays are very crucial in the application, as you just stated. How did you structure yours, and what tips would you have for law students writing theirs?
So, Niharika, for structuring my essays, I use something called STAR approach. STAR is an abbreviation which stands for situation, task, action, and result. So, for example, you're writing an essay on your leadership. So, first thing what you do is you identify a situation in your life. Maybe could be a part of your uh, work life, could be a part of your college life, or could be a part of a work, something which you have volunteered. You identify a situation where you felt it was important to showcase leadership skills. Then, second, you identify the task. Under that situation, what all tasks you felt were important to be undertaken and which you feel are of significant importance. And the third is where you write about actions, where you felt that okay, what all actions you had taken to overcome those challenges. And the final is the result, where you show that okay, how you have taken bull by the horn to overcome those challenges under the situation. So that's how you work on the STAR approach for your leadership and networking. For structuring my essay on goal, I referred and I used the technique, something called SMART technique, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So when you're structuring your essays related to your long term, short term goal, please ensure that whatever goals you're writing are really something achievable and realistic and can be achieved within a particular span of time. It should not be something that you're writing which is looking like that you are building castles in air. It should be really something achievable and realistic in real scenario. So I would highly recommend all the fellow applicants to use these two approaches for structuring their essays.
So can you describe your experience with the interview process? Now we're moving to the next stage. And what kinds of questions were you asked, and how did you prepare for the same?
So for me, Niharika, interview was a very really nice experience. It's designed in a way that it's just a conversation which they want to do with you, so that they understand you more as a person. Uh, the questions will be more or less around your essays which you have submitted. They might ask you questions so that they understand whether whatever have you have written is really true, or is it something you're trying to portray someone else. So for example, say if you have mentioned anything about any project about in your leadership essays, they might ask you a couple of questions so that they understand in whether you were really in that situation and how you have tackled that situation. They're mainly concerned on the fact that uh, whether you will be able to contribute something in this evening network. Do you have that potential with you? Do you have a potential of being a future leader and change maker for your respective home country? So they will tend to ask you a couple of questions like, how do you intend to contribute to the Shevening society? How will you be an asset to Shevening society? They will ask you some related questions so that they understand whether you really a future leader of your home country or not. So my suggestion to every applicant is just be honest. Whenever you're writing your essays, just be honest. Whatever you're writing should be true. You should really mean it. You should know everything in and out about it.
How important is having a clear career plan at the time of application? And did you already have a vision of how Chevening would rightly fit in your legal career?
So Niharika, having a clear career plan is not only important for Chevening scholarship or any other scholarship, but in general yourself. Because any scholarship organization would always want to see your career plans, because that gives them confidence that if they will put money on you, how best you will be able to utilize those opportunities for the betterment of yourself and especially for the society. So having a clear career plan shows your foresight and commitment. And in terms of Chevening scholarship, yes, it's very important because, as I mentioned, one of the essay which you're supposed to write will be on your short-term and long-term essays, which where you have to actually show that okay, what after completion of your postgraduate studies, how you intend to utilize all these opportunities, all the networks which you have built during your undergraduate studies, and all your learnings which you have learned during your postgraduate studies will be finally fruitful. So they will ask you to write in detail about your short term goals, long term goals, and especially about how your goals will help to strengthen ties between UK and India, which is a very crucial aspect. And so that's why, of course, it's very important. I think all the fellow applicants, whoever are appearing for the next Chevening application or the opportunity, please ensure that you should have a clear vision about yourself, your goals, and how your goals will help to contribute and for the betterment of the society. Frankly, about myself, as I mentioned, I never had a pre-planning that I want to become a Chevening scholar. It was only when I was searching for my postgraduate studies and then I realized that if I become a part of this network, I can become a part of a network of future leaders and change makers, and that's when I decided to work for this endeavor.
Yes. So apart from financial support and the network that it provides, what other major benefits of the Chevening scholarship can you tell us?
So apart from global network, Niharika, Chevening gives you a lot of opportunities to be a part of a lot of events, workshops. Chevening organizes a lot of conferences, lot of events annually, and being a part of such conferences will not only help you to grow professionally, but also it's a platform, as I mentioned, of global leaders. All those global leaders will come on that platform, and being a part of such a platform will help you to meet and interact with various people and various experts of different streams. And that's the best platform where you can find like-minded people like you, and you can collaborate, leverage your professional network towards your career goals. I think that's the biggest advantage you get being a Chevening scholar. Another opportunity is Chevening also supports their alumni after completion of post graduation. So they have various programs, like one of which is Chevening Alumni Fund. So, for example, if I want to initiate a project where I want to collaborate with different Chevening scholars and globally, and I want to work towards a particular cause for a society. And if that project meets all the criterias of Chevening, that Chevening will also fund us to undertake that project for the society. So Chevening is among very rarest of organizations, in my knowledge, that who not only supports scholar throughout their post graduation, but they also tend to give support after completion of post graduation, and that's the benefit of being a Chevening scholar.
As a recipient of this prestigious scholarship, how do you plan to leverage this title in your journey ahead?
I'm confident, Niharika, this will open a lot of opportunities for me. As I mentioned, I'm doing my post graduation in law and technology, where I'll be dealing with law and technology hand in hand. This will definitely open doors for me being a technology lawyer. There are a lot of MNC companies who are in the IT industry, IT sector. They're looking for lawyers who understands technology because they're confident that if they hire a lawyer who understands technology, he will be better able to apply law in their scenario. For example, if the business of a MNC is in the, say, if they're developing a generative AI solution, and they know that this lawyer understands how the technology work, this will give them confidence that okay, he understands generative AI, he understands how it works. Definitely he'll be able to better identify the risk of generative AI and propose adequate solutions and guide them better and advise them better in terms of application of law. That is of course a very definite option. Second, of course, as I mentioned, I'm also spearheading a legal tech startup where we're trying to integrate AI into legal operations. With the understanding of technology, I will be better able to help my organization to build AI tools because as I come from the legal side, of course, I have a very limited understanding on the tech side. Pursuing masters in law and technology will help me to boost my understanding on the tech side as well, and I will be able to help my organization better because now I would be much aware about how these emerging technologies actually functions and work. The last area which I feel I will be able to get a lot of opportunities in terms of regulating AI technology, because we have spoken about building AI tools, but tomorrow these tools are required to be regulated. I am sure, Niharika, you must have heard in the latest article, latest news about a lot of risk posed by these emerging technologies, say ethical risk, legal risk, technical risk. And it's very important hence to work on regulating these technology for the betterment of society, so that when we are using these technology, we are able to uh, uh, take the benefit of these technology, and we are able to minimize the risk posed by these technology. And I'm very confident after completion of my post graduation, I will have all these options open for me, and couple of more opportunities will come to me.
So when you talked about regulating, you not intend to go into academics. So it's opening so many doors for you at the same time. Is it not confusing to choose one of them? And if you intend to choose all of them, how are you going to manage time?
So frankly, Niharika, I intend to do all of them. Because all these three areas are so exciting that I cannot resist myself to be just restricted to a particular area. Of course, in terms of time management, it takes a lot of time because in managing all these three different spheres. But it's like no pain, no gain, right? Because if you have to get something, you really have to work hard to be a unique one standing in a crowd. And that, of course, require a lot of pain. But I'm sure at the end, it's all gain. So it's your entire hard work, whatever you have done, burning the midnight oil really pays you back. So yes, I will do all three of them. And right now, frankly, I don't have. I've not much thought about getting into academics, but I'm still happy to undertake some online sessions. So yes, I intend to be a part of all these three streams because I think all of them are very exciting and very important.
Can you tell us more about your startup? So what
Okay.
exactly?
So Niharika, presently I'm a part of a startup called LexOps. Lex stands for legal, ops stands for operations, and that's how we're calling it as LexOps. We're trying to build AI solutions for lawyers, enterprises, judiciary. For example, say litigating lawyers, they tend to deal with a lot of pleadings. We want to use AI so that they are able to automatically draft their court pleadings with supporting case laws, supporting relevant statutes. Same for, say, corporate lawyers, they tend to deal with a lot of contracts every day. We want to ensure that the only part what you need to do is just select which side you're representing. So for example, you're dealing with a investment deal, you select either you're representing an investor or you're representing a promoter, and depending on your side which you're representing, our tool will automatically identify all the risk in a given contract, it will automatically review, identify the riskier clauses, recommend you alternate language so that you can mitigate those risks for your client. The intent is all these uh, mundane tasks which lawyers are doing in their day-to-day work, we can save their time, make them more efficient, and we can utilize the time which we have saved of the lawyers on more strategic oriented decisions which are very crucial. Say for example, when you're dealing with transaction, we want lawyers to put their time more on structuring the deal instead of reviewing contracts, because contracts are something which could be reviewed by AI solutions as well. We want them to focus more on negotiations. And same, we are trying to build solutions for judiciary. You're already aware, Niharika, presently in India, we have cases over 50 million pendency in India, which is a huge pendency. And given the poor infrastructure we have in India, especially the low judge population ratio in India, it's very difficult to really uh, overcome these challenge. And we believe the best option right now to mitigate and work towards the solution of judicial pendency is to integrate AI in the judicial system. A couple of weeks back, I was reading article of CGI where he also recommended that it's very important now that we start working on AI technology so that we work and solve the issue of judicial pendency. So for example, for judiciary, how we are planning is, say judges, they just have to upload the pleadings of both the parties, and our tool will ensure that it reviews both the pleadings and predict the outcome of a case. And not only it predicts, but it also gives supporting rationale, supporting case laws, supporting relevant statutory provisions, that why the model believes that this should be the outcome, and the finally that the entire outcome should be reviewed and assessed by the judge themselves. So in terms, we are trying to assist judges in the judicial decision making process. Right now we are focusing to work on negotiable instrument act and motor accident claim cases. And Niharika, this issue to solve the problem of judicial pendency using AI is not something new which we're experimenting. Frankly, if you look around the world, like for example, Brazil, they have something called Victor, which helps Supreme Court judges to decide whether this case is appealable before Supreme Court or not. And if you look to the statistics, after using AI technology by Brazil, earlier what judges used to take time in analyzing whether this case should be admissible or not, it used to take some 50-60 minutes. Now with the use of AI technology, the time has now narrowed down up to 2 minutes. Just, I'm sure you would appreciate that with the use of technology, how much time we literally have saved of judges, and that actually helps in quickly rendering the decisions. And we are very confident that we will be able to build all these tools for the betterment of society.
I get it, yes. I had a more or less silly question. You mentioned we need work experience to be eligible for the scholarship. So, does the place where you worked matter? So, if I'm not working in a tier one firm, and if it's just a core litigation setting and it's just a small law office in the district court, maybe. So, how is that going to impact me and my application?
Niharika, frankly, it does not matter whether you're a part of tier one organization or you're working in district court. Frankly, as I mentioned, what actually it matters is whether you have showcased your leadership skills, whether you have built adequate networks, and how importantly you have used your network for the betterment or towards to for achieving your career goals. I think that's all what it really matters. It does not matter which organization, which court. What all is matters is about you, yourself, and your candidature.
Finally, what advice do you have for law students who are dreaming of becoming Chevening scholars, especially those who may feel very unsure about their chances?
So for all those who are not confident, I would just like to say, please start believing in yourself. Chevening is very competitive, and if you lack confidence, it will some or other way get reflected in your essays. And I'm sure if even if you go into your interview rounds, your lack of confidence will be reflected. So my suggestion to all of them is, please start believing in yourself. Please start believing in your story, because if you can't believe in your story, you will fail to convince panelists that you are a true contender of being a Chevening scholar. I always believe that the first step towards greatness is first you start believing that you are capable of it. So please start believing it, and just be honest, be authentic in terms of writing your stories or in terms of writing your essays, your experiences. And I'm very confident you will soon land to your dream university.
This, I believe, we've covered all the important things that we needed to know about the prestigious Chevening Scholarship. Thank you so very much for accommodating our request despite your busy schedule. I'm very positive that this video will be of utmost help to everyone watching it.
Thank you very much, Niharika. It was a pleasure